I'm Stacy Henson, 50 years old, and I'm from Denver, North Carolina.
Leon Dickerson, 36 years old, and I live in Huntersville, North Carolina.
I'm Chandra Bird. I'm 40 years old, and I live in Salisbury, North Carolina.
My name is Sally Minas. I live in China Grove, North Carolina, and I am 48 years old.
My name is Robert Osborne. I'm 52 years old. I live in Statesville.
My name is Gary Manalili. My age is 36, and I live in Jamestown.
I was out of work for 9 months.
I was out for about a year and a half.
First time I was laid off for a year and a half, and then I went back to work for a few months and got laid off again, so it's been back and forth.
I was out of work for almost 3 years. I was 1 month shy of 3 years.
I was out of work from March of '09 to August the 11th, 2011.
The first time it was about 6 months, and then the second time 2 months, and then this time it was about 4 to 5 months.
What was your weekly benefit when you were on unemployment?
At that time, it was right around about $477.
It was right at the $500 range.
In the beginning, about $420, and after, when I went back the next time, it changed. It dropped down to like $370, I think.
$495.
$495.
How long did you receive benefits?
For a year and a half.
Well, I was called back to work each time before they ran out or before I found a job. So
2 years.
2 years. Right around 2 years.
All the months I was on there, and then trying to find work.
I was fortunate to receive unemployment benefits the whole time because of the Obama extensions. Everything was used for bills. There was no fund money. I mean, everything is used just to survive.
you have rent, utilities, you have car payments, car insurance. I mean, all bills.
Well, sometimes it's actually, food or gas or what bill you pay first, or do you go to the doctor? You don't have insurance. For a while I tried to pay COBRA, and then I got to where I couldn't pay it anymore. So then I was totally without insurance, and you get sick and you have to decide, am I sick enough to fork out the money, or where am I going to get the money?
I was just praying to God that what am I going to do next, because bills coming up, and then food I had to provide for my family.
It was tough. We house about went in foreclosure and about lost everything. Plus, it's hard on the kids. The kids have got to live in that environment, and it got to the point where they couldn't have what they needed. It was hard to buy clothes. Her family, her sister, and her dad had to buy clothes for my kids, because I didn't have the money to buy clothes. Didn't have money for anything.
It was hard on the relationship. Ended up divorced because financial burden. When you fight all the time and argue over things you can't pay and things you lose. My husband had to give his truck up. He didn't like that very well, but it's a payment we could no longer afford. We had to go down to bare essentials, and it was hard.
Well, how long were you and your husband married?
13 years.
Wow.
The hard decision that luckily I didn't have to face was if my son was going to have to drop out of college for that semester. I think the biggest bill that I had, other than my son's school, is automobile, having a car payment. Because you have to have a car to be able to go out and look for a job.
When I was looking for a job, I was afraid that I'd break down somewhere. My tires were so bad on my car they wouldn't even pass inspection. So, and trying to figure out where I was going to get money to buy tires for my vehicle to even look for a job.
Looking for work is very hard when half the state is out there with you looking for work. So it's more people looking for work than jobs. So it's really hard.
So what if you got $150 less a week? when you were unemployed, what would have happened?
Yeah, I wouldn't make it. Because with 4 kids and a wife and me, it really drastically be bad.
I couldn't imagine it. I can't even fathom it. It's like, really? I mean, you know, that the $150 that, you know, you might as well say extra that I was getting then, if they cut it now, probably, you know, saved my life, my kids, feeding them, clothing them. I just can't even imagine making $150 less.
I guess would lose everything. Would fall in the system and welfare, food stamps. You know, that's where it would be. Would be homeless.
I probably would have been out on the street. You know, that's bottom line. You know, if you have a car payment, you have rent, and you have house, and you're budgeted at, let's say, $400 a week. You know, if you getting $350, you're already losing $200 a month.
I wouldn't have been able to make it. There's no way. The school wouldn't even been a thought then, because it would have been survival of food. You know, put food in the power bill. You know, those would be, you know, in the automobile. I probably would have had to let my car go back. So.
Was there anything left to cut?
No, no, there's nothing left to cut. That's it. You stretching what you already have. Minus 150, you can't do it.
Could you imagine what if you got nothing?
No, I couldn't. I couldn't imagine that at all.
What would you say to the legislators that are pushing these cuts?
Have you lost your minds? I mean, it's ridiculous, you know? It's like, at $3.50, it's like making $9 an hour, so I'm taking like a, what, $15, $16 pay cut. And you're wanting me to live on $9. Well, people are living on $9, what? You expect them to live below minimum wage now? I don't understand how people will make it with that. Can't even. I hope it doesn't happen, because it'll be horrific, I think.
First of all, no one wants to be on unemployment. I've been working 20 odd years or whatever. I didn't choose unemployment. I was, you know, laid off a couple of times. And a lot of people think that unemployment and welfare are like hand in hand, which is not. I don't choose to not work. They chose me. So I don't think it's fair for them to even make that comparison.
You know, one thing I would say would be, you know, just they better think before they do it. You know, I understand you may want to save money, but that might not be the way, because now you're going to put, you know, you cutting all this money. That means you're going to put families in the street. I don't think it's right, you know. And maybe if they were put in the position that I was in, you know, maybe their mentality would be totally different. You know, we talking about people's livelihoods.
That we're not bad people. We just been dealt a bad hand. It's bad enough you lose your job and how worthless you feel then without all the other added things to it. Don't take people's benefits away. They need them.
If they ever had an employment in their own situation, I don't think they could make it.
When it don't affect the rich, the people that's got money, they don't care. They cut the easiest place they can cut, and it's the working middle class is what they do. That's where they cut.
When McCrory came in, his cabinet got an 8% raise. So how are you going to get him an 8% raise and try to cut unemployment for people? You're trying to cut unemployment for people trying to make up the $2.5 billion that we're behind in that don't have anything to do with me. So you want to put it on our backs to pay that back, but you want to give your people 8% raise. I don't get it.
It's not fair, is it?
It's not fair at all. I don't get it. No.
If Governor McCrory were here today, what would you say to him?
He's making a big mistake.